So hello, here I am at my desk, ready to do some typing, but every now and then as I'm typing here, having got my seat to exactly the right height that's comfortable for me, I'm sitting here and every now and then I get that sinking feeling where I'm literally at sort of chest height with the table, which is utterly ridiculous and far too low to type properly. So I am going to fix it. I did contact the people who make the chair I'm sitting on and they told me it can't be fixed. You just have to get rid of it and buy a new one. I'm not going to do that. And I believe I can fix this with a bit of old pipe and a few zip ties. Let's see how I get on. Oh, this is Handmade Originals, by the way. Welcome. I tackle a range of creative jobs in the hope of inspiring you and giving you a bit of confidence to have a go yourself. And anyone who thinks this is not a creative job, let me tell you, any DIY is creative because it means you're taking control of your environment and you're working out a solution to whatever problem it is you've encountered. So that, in my mind, is creativity because you're being innovative, you're exhibiting agency, and you're actually doing something about it. Let's see how I get on. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is measure from here to here because my plan is, my canning plan, that I'm going to cut this down to size and I'm going to wrap this around that central column and that will then hold the seat the correct height away from the base. Okay, so it turns out that cutting straight, perpendicular to the pipe, straight across is actually quite tricky. So I've had two goes and it's been a bit of a disaster. So I've now marked my line here and what I'm going to do is go round it carefully with a sharp Stanley knife and then hoping that little gully that I will have carved with a Stanley knife will guide the blade. I'm going to go round with this saw and see if I can get it straight or straight-ish. I'm pretty pleased with that. Ta-da! Right, that's actually, it's quite hard work, but it's much easier doing, I'll just shave that down a little bit, that snaggy bit there, but that's actually a much better way of doing it rather than just trying to go at it and cut straight down like that. So if you turn it as you cut it, having marked it and scored it first, that's much easier. Right, now I need to just measure this. I think it was a Oh, I'm pleased with that. Look at that. I mean, you could nitpick and say it's probably about 0.5 millimetre out in spaces, but that's good enough to just go under the chair. Right, now I need to just cut that way. How am I going to do that? I think I'll try it the same way, use scoring it first, but I have to be very careful not to get my hands in the way because I don't want to accidentally score my hand. Right. Could use the seam that's already there as a... This is a cutting board I've got underneath, so that if I miss, like that, it goes into the board and not into the table. scored it a million times, I've managed to get the blade in here, and I put my hand on top of the blade so I can hold it steady and then cut with this little saw. It's not a power tool, so I'm not in danger of it running away with me. And look, you can see it's actually cut all the way through. Right, we're getting somewhere. And what I'm going to do is overlap it like that and then put some zip ties around it to hold it in place. And then that will hopefully be strong enough to take my huge weight and keep my chair in the right position. Right, let's clear up this mess. I'm going to put this in hot water so that it bends with a bit more willingly, and then I'm going to zip tie it in place. I'll show you when I'm doing that, when I've taken it out of the hot water. First, clear up the mess. Right, let's see if this works. So this is boiling water, which I've been soaking this in for a few minutes. That's to make it more malleable. Obviously, don't put your hands in boiling water. It will hurt. Let's see if it's the right length. Probably should have measured this before I decided to fit it, but let's see. That's it. Right. I'm just going to get my husband to give them a yank, as you do. And then I think I'll cut these off and I'll test it and see if it works. Now the ultimate test. Will it take my weight? Yes! Yes! Right, I have succeeded. I've fixed it. I have thought about this for such a long time and thought about how I was going to fix it. And in fact, while I've been thinking about it, I am pleased to tell you that on Amazon now, you can buy something, I don't know if you can see that from here, which is effectively a pre-cut version of exactly what I've just made. So that was actually quite tricky to cut up, but I did succeed. I did get it wrong the first time. You can't cut a pipe completely at right angles if you don't have any clamps or anything like that. But actually the way to do it is to score it first and then turn the pipe round as you're cutting it, and that gave me a very good result, I'm pleased to say. I did cut it lengthways in a bit of an unconventional way, which no doubt had people going, oh my god, what are you doing? But it worked, is the short answer. However, if, and I do understand this, you don't want to take that method yourself, then I'm going to put a link to this pre-cut thing on the internet, and you can fix your chair at home either by using my method or by using this pre-made cut pipe on Amazon. Yeah, so I just wanted to prove to myself that I could do it, and I'm pleased that I have. So why is this anything to do with creativity, you might ask yourself? Well, the answer is creativity is about, at its most extreme form, innovation and invention. And mending things is actually a really good way to work out how you can fix something in a novel and different way. And now the fact that this has been taken up by Amazon, they've done something which is imitating the thing that I'd already invented in my head, is sort of proof of concept, really. So I'm very pleased about that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you would like to come back for more, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you're going to subscribe, please give it a double tap and hit all, because as it's creativity is not recognised by the algorithms that run, I think I just realised I'm sitting at an angle. Creativity is not recognised by the algorithms on YouTube as a niche. So if you do double tap all, then you will make sure that ensures that you get every single video which I put up, and hopefully you enjoy them. I'll see you next time. Yay. Look, it's not moving. I can't believe it. I don't type that fast.